to visit dergahs, it is an extension of your life here. It is not something completely different. It is an extension. It is something that is more concentrated, but it is connected in every way with your life here, the dergah. So when you come back to this country, you don't come back to this country, you come back to the dergah. If you are not connected to the dergah, and let's say you have a 9-to-5 job somewhere, and once in a while you escape for zikr and for sohbat, put on the turban once in a while, most of the time you just lost what the dunya is taking you. So many people are held hostage like that, some against their will, depending on their intention, where they want to be. If you are like that, then it becomes very difficult, because you have to readjust. So many things you have to readjust. Then you have to decide which one is the real life, over there or over here. Even if it is a real life, which one do you want to make it real? The life here, in this American system, that you can live, walk around, go to school, go to work, 7 days, 7 years, and no one is mentioning Allah once, or the Prophet, or the awliya Allah. Correct or no? You cannot even hear azan anywhere. Correct? Now you're going to decide, kids, sohbat is going on, just keep it quiet a little bit, okay? If you have to decide which one do you want to make it to be real. Real is not just what you see and taste. That is, even what you see and what you taste, the 5 senses, is not real. It's not real. It's going to be destroyed. It's going to end. You say, no, I taste. Well, when you're tasting as a 6-year-old, it's different. When you're a 26-year-old, your taste is different. When you're 60 years old, it's different. 600 years old, you don't even have any taste. So how can you say the 5 senses, it is real? Now, coming back to a country that is just pushing for these 5 senses, now you understand what is real or not according to your beliefs. What do you believe in? Now the ziyarat, is it making your belief to become stronger or not? If it is making to become stronger, now you say, because you're living here in the dergah, people work outside, yes, but you're not enjoying the life outside. We're running here in the dergah. That's why every one of us, we've gone through college, every one of us, we've worked outside, we've tasted the life America has to offer. And we say it is empty because we want to become believers. And we're coming here, we may not have too many things, but Allah is providing everything for us too, and we find a taste. Now, we talked about this, not taste, we talk about this huge ni'mat that Allah has given to the Muslims, especially to the Ottomans. To the Muslims for over 1,000 years, to the Ottomans for 500-600 years. And we've never tasted that. We've heard about it. We've imagined it. We've talked about it. But now to actually walk on those lands in these worst of times, there's still the traces of that is still making us to become, let's say, overwhelmed by that and saying that Allah, Allah. Such a thing exists. And this is the worst of the times. Imagine when it wasn't. So your faith is important. If people are just going to say it's just a vacation and then coming back, and then going back to the real life, that is not the real life. Then you lose everything. But because we are here in the dergah, what is the real life here? We are not enjoying the life. We escape that life. We just want a simple life. Then you make a ziyarat to not only a Muslim country, there's so many Muslim countries. But maybe Turkey is the only country in the world that is still honoring and loving and holding high the awliya Allah. It's the only country. All other country, to believe in awliya Allah, tasawwuf, or saints, it is like a dirty secret. That majority of the people, they look down on, they say, you're ahli shirk, you're this, you're that. At the very least, they say, you are misguided people. But this is something that is the backbone of the empire. And it is still there. In the worst of times, it is still there. What is it? What do you need to do? You need to remember. Everything is about remembrance. Everything is about zikr. Okay, all the kids go inside that small masjid now. Bring all your cookies. Go, quick, quick. Ahmad, lead them. They'll be more comfortable inside there eating. Let the adults to listen to some sohbat. So, imagine now what it might have been. It's very different then. How mankind has been created in what? Yes, but also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in heedlessness, in forgetfulness. That's why zikr, it is very important. Everything that you do in ibadat, it is a zikr. It is a form of zikr. To say a shahadat, to read the Quran, to fast, to go to the Hajj, you must do it remembering Allah. You make namaz. You must remember Allah when you're making namaz. This is when tasawwuf, tariqat is going to teach you, look, listen, your ego inside is not going to make you to. You have the form of the namaz. You have the form of the sadaqah. You have the form of the fasting. You have the form of going to the Hajj. But your heart is not remembering Allah. If the outside form is doing everything, but the inside is not remembering Allah, is not much value. Allah is not looking at the outside form, He's looking to our hearts. That is where His throne is. So we must remember. You cannot just let it go. One good thing is you don't have to go back to that life. You are here. It is easier now to remember. So you must sit and you must recount and you must remember and you must taste it again and you must try to understand and you must meditate and you must think. You understand? Take time to understand, I went here. Alhamdulillah, that feeling there. Take time. Pull back more to yourself because now what are you making? What are you doing there now? You're being with the friends of Allah. I mean, when you remember Turkey, you're not going to remember the Iskandar kebab that you eat. You're not going to remember the chikofte that they make for you. You're remembering the feeling that you are having when you're visiting the friends of Allah and the sultans. When you're meeting people who have such love for our Shaykh. When you're meeting people that they're good people, simple people, and they like to be around us just to remember Allah. So you must relive that, you must count. Allah is making zikr to be obligation. Allah is saying, you remember me and I will remember you. So if you're not making zikr, if you're not trying to remember and relive and taste everything, it's just going to be gone. This is the time when you have to make that struggle, that jihad of your nafs, because the nafs says, oh, okay, that is just past, it's just a trip. Now is it realized? It's not. You understand? So you must hold on to it. You must remember, you must be around those who are always going to bring it up, who are always going to talk about it, at least for you, to make that tafakkur. It is important. Why do you think I get upset when I come back and everyone is looking at me like this and not asking, not wanting to know, not wanting to discover? I want to discover. I want to discover. I want to take it out and look and I want to show you. But when people are not interested, then I say, okay, what can I do? I'm past getting upset anyway. I say, I'll keep it. And I'll give it to other people in Turkey who want me to share. Correct or no? You've seen how they are. Is this shocking to people? No. I've said this so many times. The Shaykh has said that for so many years. He says, you don't want sohbat? I'm going to go to the cemetery. I'm going to give sohbat. So I'll take. You're not interested? It's okay. I cannot waste it also. Then I'll show it to people who are interested. And do I think that I have something to offer? No. Who am I to offer them anything? Do I think my Shaykh has something to offer? Yes. Then I'm only going to give what my Shaykh has given me. They like it, they take. They don't have to like it. They don't even have to like me. I don't even speak the language. You understand how impossible it is? But they're listening, and more, so there must be something. So there is. And for those who are thirsty, they're very happy when we give them water. And they want more, and they want more. So we should always be thirsty, inshallah. We should always. If you're not thirsty, make yourself to be thirsty. As the Prophet ﷺ is saying, cry for the sake of Allah. If you cannot cry, make yourself to cry. Otherwise, soon that door is going to be closed too. There's no sohbet. Then that time you're going to feel that over here is just robotic. So remember, pull it out, understand it, have the feeling. Call out the names of these awliya that we went. I was just remembering Hazrat al-Ahir. How nice it was. They're pulling us. We go. We didn't come with any real plan or this and that. So many times our plans change, and it just happened to be. And we're not going there to prove ourselves anything. So then think about the ni'mat, the favor that Allah has given us through these ones. Then think about the favor that our Shaykh has given us. Then that time when you look at all the problems that you have every day, which they are problems, they're real problems, maybe. And then remember that and you say, come on now. Cannot be real. You understand? That's when you start slowly dying from this world. Maybe you've killed your passion for so many things that you had a passion for before. Correct? You used to get interested in like cars or this or that. Maybe you've killed that. It's just dying. It's on its way out. But our passion for worrying, not the good stuff in life, but the bad stuff in life. Our passion for anxiety, our passion for heedlessness, our passion for complaining, our passion for not being grateful, all those things we're still holding on very tightly. Now, you understand how sitting in the presence of that friend of Allah, then everything just goes. Then you realize it's not that. It is some problem, but it's not this huge thing. It's this thing here. It's this thing. You don't have a passion for all those kinds of things that especially the West is teaching us. Because they have all the material, but they're the most miserable. We are the most miserable. We have everything, that the material, that people over there, they are struggling every day. So hard, they're struggling. We have so easy coming to us, but there's no happiness. There is no satisfaction. There's no taste. Because there's no mention of our Lord anywhere. Isn't it? At least we're saying, okay, we live in a non-Muslim country. At least to have a show of their way of worshipping. You understand? Maybe we see one church. Okay, it's wrong. But at least it is a form of worship. It's going to remind you. But when you don't see that at all, there is no connection to any understanding of a creator. That really makes the heart to become very dark and very dead. And that time, You're running for this, running for that. Nothing is going to give you any satisfaction. If anything, it makes you want to kill yourself. And everything is saying, destroy, destroy, destroy. You have to take lesson. So it is good. Yeah, at least I got one good question after 3 days. Another few. There's a real question, correct? So we need to sit down, need to talk. Oh, remember when we went to Ayub Sultan? Remember when we went to Uftad Hospital? What did we see? What was that? We didn't do any of that there. There was no time. Okay, we have time now. Well, sohbats 3-4 times a week. I mean, you're supposed to have it 3 times a day anyway, but let's say we have 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Those who are going, why are you not speaking? And those who didn't go, why are you not asking? This is one thing that this system here makes your heart to become dead, except when it is fun and entertaining, except when it's about your ego, then you become very alive. Your eyes light up and you start talking. Everyone's so excited. But when it comes to things like this, I'm talking about mu'mins, I'm talking about murids, I'm not talking about people from outside. Us. And then, I become dervish, mashallah. No passion, dervish. When it comes to dunya, everybody, men's and women's. This is a drunken station that you need to snap out of. You understand? This is, what are you becoming alive for? You see those ones over there? They become alive for these things because there's nothing much going on that day. They're just getting by, paying their bills and getting by. Nothing gives them joy. You see, even in that, there is Allah's protection and blessing on them. May Allah make it easy for them, inshallah. May we wake up. Al-Fatiha.